Welcome in, beautiful souls. I am so happy to have you here for my first ever live. This is my first ever public live. I've recently been going live for my members, so please do check that out if you like this type of format. And we're gonna go ahead and just dive right in. What I like about the lives is that we save the tarot and the cards for the end, and we dive in with spirit totems, dream downloads, and channeled messages that I've been receiving in the dream state from my own benevolent ancestors, as well as from those of you who are tuning into this, whether that be live or after I upload this to my videos. Either way, this is a timeless reading, so even if you are watching 2 years from now, there is a message here for you. Your intuition led you here, and therefore there is a message for you. Now, I know I said I would save the tarot for the end. However, one card fell out, and I would love to just open with this as the crowning message of today's reading. Major Arcana, Strength. In the traditional tarot deck, they will usually depict someone wrestling and prying open the jaws of a lion. But you can see here with this divine feminine energy, it's as though she's a dentist giving an oral exam, and the lion is willingly opening its mouth and allowing for her to inspect. Now, this depicts a high level of respect, trust, and strength. So I am getting that you are going to be relying upon many of those things. A lot of you are highly respected in your community, within your family, and within your bloodline. Many of you were sent here because you were bestowed the gift of strength. You were bestowed the gift of strength to break the karmic and generational curses that were placed upon your bloodline. I am going to take one more card, and it's going to be a yes or no question. So a great way for us to interact with one another. I want you to think of a yes or no question that has been weighing heavily on your mind or on your heart at this time. And I want you to think of this question as I shuffle the deck, and I will set the card off to the side. Even I will not look at it, and I will reveal your card at the very end of this reading. Go ahead and visualize your question. Maybe you even write it down on a piece of paper or in the notes in your phone. Hey, happy to have you here. Spirit, please show my beautiful viewers what it is. I said I wouldn't look at the card, it flipped over, but we're gonna keep it there. And we will reveal the answer to your yes or no at the end of this reading. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the channeled messages that came through for me to you. The first one, it's show and tell today. I'm bringing to you my beautiful mini orchid. I've had this orchid for 4 years. It produces beautiful purple blossoms. And it usually produces blossoms 2 to 3 times a year, but within the last 2 years, it has not produced one flower. I used to cut the stems, which would help the pruning process and allow it to bloom much quicker. But in the last cutting, it actually never produced another stem. And most people, they buy orchids because they're visually compelled to them. They see an orchid in the store and it has these beautiful, colorful, vibrant blossoms, and they bring them home, and then the flowers wilt within a few weeks, and they toss the beautiful orchid into the trash because it looks as though it is like a zombie type of plant. However, I knew that this plant gave me many beautiful blossoms, and it was still maintaining its healthy leaves, growing its leaves, and it, of course, was giving me some beautiful, beautiful aerial roots. And now I can happily say, after 2 years of caring for this plant, despite seeing no flowers in bloom, it has, in the last 2 weeks, produced, might I add, from its own stem. Normally it produces a large stem separate from the leaves, and there it produces the flowers. This flower has almost impregnated itself, if you will, and it's growing its bloom from the side of its leaves. Absolutely magnificent, absolutely beautiful, and a clear message that there may be something you were pouring your energy, your heart, your soul into, and you just simply have not received the fruits of your labor. And that has been a recurring message. If you haven't checked out my channeled ancestor messages, go ahead and check that out in the description. I've linked those below. There's something you've been tending to, nurturing, and maybe you are this close, okay, to throwing in the towel, throwing away that orchid, throwing away that creative project. But I am telling you, you are one day away from a beautiful bloom. Your roots, you see, much like this plant, it has many aerial roots, which is a lovely sign of the deep roots that go down into this pot. And a lot of times we lack the patience or the faith that things are happening beneath the surface despite us not seeing those rewards yet. And I am here to tell you, your ancestors are urging me to tell you that you have the strength, you have that divine feminine energy of nurturing here, and you're going to produce beautiful fruits in whatever it is that you set your creative energy into. Now, in the spirit world, the orchid is a sign of fertility, beauty, enlightenment, charm, and love. Of course, it is very visually captivating. And I am going to go ahead and just dive right into the tarot now. But of course, it would not be right to not first tap the note F, heart chakra, 432 hertz frequency. So please turn the volume down before I tap this frequency. It will create a loud vibration. In 3, 2, 1. Taking a deep inhale, holding at the top, and letting it go. Let's go ahead and dive into what the ancestors have for you. And we'll begin with the Starseed Oracle deck. Just as we did for that yes or no question at the beginning, just visualize anything that you're looking for confirmation on or guidance. You are a clear channel of communication to your benevolent ancestors. And this card actually is a perfect example of what I spoke about in yesterday's channeled message, which was the open mouth ceremony. You know, many ancient civilizations and many cultural, spiritual tribes, they had open mouth ceremonies in which they would channel their energy or their soul to Orion or to the Sirius constellations where they knew that they were from. And they would allow those planetary vibrations and their ancestors to speak directly through them. So clear confirmation from Spirit here with that strength card falling out before I even went live. Normally I always shuffle on camera, but this was a message I did not want you to miss out on. And just extra confirmation here of this open mouth ceremony, of this clear channel of communication. Specifically, I'm getting with your grandmother or an aunt that has passed away. And this is numbered 11 in the deck. So type 1111 in the comments if you've been seeing that a bit lately. I know I have been seeing 111 and 1111 non-stop. So our blessings, not our blessings, but our blessings, they are surely on the way. Let's see what else your grandmother has to say, your benevolent ancestors, both divine masculine and feminine. Bottom of the deck, we have double mission. Lightworker, starseed, serve the world by being you. Once again, if you've been seeing 1111, drop it in the comments. Let the other light workers, starseeds, and chosen ones know that they're not alone, that we're all starting to migrate and commune and find our soul tribe. Double mission. Many of you you're very in tune with your physical body, and you're being asked to become more in tune with your light body. Many of you are because you're here in this reading. So I'm getting that many of you work with your hands, you're artists, maybe fellow tarot readers, yoga teachers, mechanics, but you're good with your hands. Whatever you touch turns to gold. Whatever you nurture, it produces fruit. Even if it takes a while, remember it's because those roots are running down deep. And your double mission, well, that may be through teaching with your physical body, but you have work to do within the astral, within the fifth dimension as well. So many of you may have been insomniacs lately, not sleeping very much. If you're part of the insomniac team lately, let me know down in the comments. I truly believe that that is part of the ascension symptoms that we're experiencing. And as the magnetic fields change and the electricity amplifies from the sun, we are needing less of these 3D things, food and sleep. Now, of course, I am not a medical doctor, but I am just spiritually channeling this message. So you have one mission here in this earthly body and another mission in the astral realm. So pay attention to your dreams. Keep a dream journal. Keep your phone nearby. I would, of course, love for you to sleep with your phone away from your bed, but if that's the one way in the morning you can quickly grab it and write and jot down those dreams, your ancestors are speaking to you when you're in that dream state, when your logical, rational mind and brain isn't constantly overriding those downloads, those divine downloads that you're receiving. Double mission. Right underneath, we have forge, don't follow. So we have serve the world by being you. And then we have forge, don't follow. Pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. Be the leader your ancestors wish they had. They're leading you now from the fifth dimension, from the planet that you came from, and they're undoubtedly divinely guiding and protecting you. All of the wisdom they possessed from the many lifetimes they experienced here, it lies within your DNA codes. And as you raise your vibration and you raise in consciousness, you're going to be unlocking these codes, in which I spoke about yesterday. They're like keys. The more information, the higher the vibration, the more keys you have to unlock these different codes within your DNA. If this message is resonating, please don't forget to like. I'm happy to have you all here. This is absolutely beautiful. Just underneath this, we have We the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, and birth as a portal. So for many of you, I am channeling your maternal grandmother or your aunt on your maternal side who has passed on, who has transcended from this world, because as I spoke of yesterday, there is no such thing as death. Absolutely no such thing. Energy can only be trapped, transmuted, or transformed. I am specifically getting with this mother's milk that some of you are natural born herbalists. Some of you may be in birth work as doulas or as prenatal yoga teachers like myself. But this is a very clear message that you possess this divine feminine energy, and there's this healing nature about you. Whenever you show up into a room, if only you could see how you change that vibration of the room. For some, that may look like a lot of attention. And from others, it may be complete distaste or disdain, jealousy or envy. And you can't explain why, you're not sure, but you feel it. And I wish that you had almost like night vision goggles to where you could see the heat. I wish you could see the energy, how you shift it when you walk into a room, because you are that powerful. And that light worker energy, that starseed, that chosen one energy, it's not for everyone. Because oftentimes when you possess that energy, you are a mirror holding up to other people the path that they did not travel, the choices they did not make, or the energy that they simply just aren't at the frequency to obtain and possess. Whew. All right, I'm gonna do one more shuffle here. Spirit, any more messages from my beautiful viewers? Messages from their benevolent ancestors. Please elaborate on this double mission on forging their own path. Trust the timing. Yes. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Time is an illusion. Time is not linear. That is why I can channel messages in a live, and they can reach the people who won't see them until this message goes to the public later. Maybe even 3 years from now. Time is not real. And just like this orchid that didn't produce blooms for almost 2.5 years, but I kept nurturing, kept watering, kept speaking to this plant with love, it eventually produced that blossom. And you have to trust in your divine timing. It's easy, especially with social media, to compare yourself to others, to constantly feel as though you're somehow behind. But you are right on time for your destiny. There are no regrets along your spiritual path, because everything you've done, whether it felt like a waste of time or a failure, it was just a lesson in your journey to where you're going. And I believe that it is absolutely beautiful, because look at this strength that you possess. All right, let's pull out the beautiful melanated dust onyx deck. If you're enjoying these messages, please do give me a big thumbs up. Do consider joining my memberships, which are pinned in the comments as well as the description. I go live there more often, and I do exclusive content that you won't see here, and it really just helps to support this channel. I've also pinned my donation platforms. I truly appreciate all of your support. This is truly a labor of love, and while time may not be real, it definitely is our most valuable asset in this physical 3D, and I pour so much of it into these readings. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now this deck is so velvety and smooth, but it makes it absolutely hard to shuffle. So we're gonna do it like this. Spirit, please show. That was fast. All right. Two came out. What do we have? Oh, I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. You have the sun. Nothing can grow and flourish without the sun. This is, next to the Ten of Cups, the happiest card in the tarot deck, the most auspicious card in the tarot deck. Once again, you may notice that while she's shrouded in this beautiful yellow, this I am power, this confidence, your solar plexus chakra, her eyes are closed. She possesses all of this power without her five senses. In fact, when she relieves her five senses and relies upon intuition, that is when she receives all of this abundance. And you can see there's a light bulb here, a light bulb moment. You're highly creative at this time. And much like the sun, as I said earlier, everything you touch, it will produce fruit. This is a highly fertile time, much like the orchid in spiritual totems and its spiritual meaning, possessing fertility. So this sun energy is a reminder for you not only to trust the timing, but to know that your outcome is going to be absolutely beautiful. You are one day away from success. You are one opportunity, one business call, one client away from life-changing success. And your ancestors, I'm getting that indigo, very third eye chakra here, and it's emanating up through the crown. Many of you have been on this spiritual journey for quite some time. If you study Egyptology, I'm also getting Isis. Maybe there's someone in your family named Isis. And then for double confirmation here, we have the Nine of Staffs. In this Isis position in yoga, that is exactly how Isis opens her arms or her wings. And the 9 is the 333. This is wish fulfillment in your manifestation. The wands are all about manifesting. This is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The sun is fire energy, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So you may have that strong in your birth chart, or one of your ancestors may possess that, and they passed on that fire energy, which no such thing as coincidence. The other major arcana that fell out before your reading, strength, fire energy, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. Mainly Leo. This Nine of Wands is you getting all of your ducks in a row. This is you taking step by step. Sometimes that looks like taking 2 steps forward and then 5 steps back, and you looking at the clock or looking at the calendar and going, how is this possible? I've been working tirelessly. How am I behind what you feel like is behind where I was a year ago? But sometimes things crumble. Sometimes things in your perception fail because it's redirecting you to your ultimate purpose. Let's look at what's in the subconscious, bottom of the deck. Wow. Confirmation here. We have the Tower. Are you seeing this? 3 major arcana so far. The Tower. This is all about allowing what is no longer serving you to sift gently through your fingers like sand. Because if you try to grip on to sand or a building that's crumbling, you're inevitably going to go down with it. This Tower moment comes in when the universe, when your spirit guides, your ancestors, the Most High, sees that you're not letting go of what is not serving you. So it has to come in like an earthquake and shake that foundation loose, shake you loose from what's no longer serving you. And it can be highly uncomfortable, emotionally painful. So a clear message from Spirit. Take what you can hold and get out of this situation. For some of you, I'm getting in love. And for others, I'm getting that you can take all of the knowledge that you've acquired and put it into your own business. Allow what is no longer serving you to sift gently through your fingers. Just underneath that, we have the Hermit in reverse. What is up with all these major arcanas today? The Hermit, and there we go with that indigo third eye. I don't know how many confirmations we've been having today. I'm happy to have you here, Sunny and Brian. Yes. Let me know if you've been seeing any repeating angel numbers, because I've been seeing 1111, 444. Speaking of which, I have a special right now. My numerology and life path readings are normally $98, but it's only $44 right now until this Saturday at 12 noon, March 9th. So go ahead, check out the description, book that reading. If you don't know your life path number, I will break it down for you. If you do already know it, you can just provide that with me and I will give you the numerology reading. If you don't know your life path, you just need your birth date, the location, city, state, and the exact time down to the minute. That really matters because it lets you know that where you came from, what the planetary alignments were at the time you were born, and that highly affects that vibration. Because think of it this way, water is one of the best conductors of energy. Before you come earthside, you are in water in your mother's womb. When you do come earthside, you're on an earth that is 70% water, and your body is 70+% water. Something to think about. So with this Hermit coming out, this is the Hermit in reverse. This is very much an enlightenment card. For some of you, I'm getting that you've been feeling alone. Maybe you've outgrown friendships or relationships. People who you went to high school or college or old coworkers, they're no longer filling your cup in a spiritual way. It's as though they're acting as an anchor that is holding you down, holding you back, not because they're bad people, not because you no longer love them, but because they're no longer serving your greatest and highest good. And just like the earlier card said, you must forge, not follow. So a lot of times when we look around at our circle, our social circle, we must ask ourselves, are these people aiding or benefiting me? And am I benefiting them? It has to be a two-way street. With the Hermit being in reverse, however, this can be a bit of unhealthy isolation. This can also be a reminder to you that it is time, when the Hermit's in reverse, to come out of hiding. It's time to share your gifts with the world. It's time to show this sun energy, show that respect and strength that you were bestowed at birth. And just underneath that, we have the Six of Cups. There we are with that water energy. As soon as I mention water, now here it is. This is balance. This is collaboration. This is exactly what you want to see when you're coming out of that Hermit energy. Building something, knowing that two minds are better than one, but you have to find the right people, the right soul tribe here. All right. I'm going to dive into my spiritual deck. This is one of my favorite decks. I don't use it often. Let's see. Sticky shuffle. Bottom of the deck, we have number 2, Ascended Masters. There's that 11 again, because the 11 breaks down to the 2. Ascended Masters. Create open communication. There's that communication ceremony we talked about with the ancestors. You are a clear channel. Everyone possesses intuitive gifts. Everyone has psychic abilities. It's all about raising and elevating your vibration and your consciousness. Some of you, your gifts have been scaring you a bit. And your ancestors are simply saying to pray to them in how you want to receive your downloads. So you might say, And of course, make it your own. But you may say, benevolent ancestors, or if there's a specific one, grandma, you may say her name. If you know your grandmother is channeled in this reading, comment her name in the comments, okay? But you're gonna say her name or call out to your benevolent ancestors if you're unsure. We just want to be sure it's the benevolent ones, because not everyone in your bloodline wish you well or your mother well. Something to keep in mind. You're going to call out to them and say, I'm wishing to receive confirmation or guidance in this area of my life. Can you please provide me with a symbol that lets me know you're around, that lets me know I'm on the right path? You choose that symbol. It can be a butterfly. It can be, seeing an evil eye, protection here. It can be a purple plum, okay? It's whatever you want it to be. And when you see it, take note. And even more importantly than that, when you see it and you know your ancestors are communicating with you, don't forget to say thank you. Because when you thank them and you acknowledge that they're around you and that you received their communication, well, then they're going to continue to do it, and they're only going to offer you more and more guidance. Many of you are that ascended master. You've stepped from that third dimension into the fourth dimension in your dream world, and you're peeking into the fifth, and you like what you see. If you've been in the fifth dimension, go ahead and comment 5D in the comments. Let me know that we're not alone on this path, because it can feel very isolating, much like this hermit. There's a reason why these other cards here in the dust to onyx are very bright, even the tower. And then when you have the hermit, the only thing bright is that third eye chakra, that indigo. Everything else is darkness, because every answer you seek, it comes from within. Even when you're calling out to your ancestors, you're calling out to the DNA that exists within you. When you tune into my readings or channeled messages that you see on YouTube, it's your intuition that led you here. I'm no more special than you are. We are all divinely gifted. And if you clicked on this message, it's because there's something here for you. And if you tuned in late, I highly urge you to rewatch the entire thing. I will be uploading it. Please give me about 24 hours, because these lives take quite some time to upload and process, I have noticed. Ascended Masters. Okay, let's end with one more message here, and then I'm going to flip over that card from the beginning, your yes or no. Yeah, Aries in the building. I can tell we have an Aries in the building because there's so much fire energy between the wands and the two major arcanas. Number 34, spirit messages. For some of you, you may be seeing hummingbirds, crows, or ravens, and that's going to be your spirit totem from your ancestors. Number 34 breaks down to the 7, which is it's a planetary number. Some of you in here may be life path number 7. You may be seeing 777. Very lucky, very auspicious. That's why you see that on the slot machines at the casinos. You truly cannot make this up. Observe your limitations. So for some of you, that limitation is that thing that is holding you back here with this tower moment. But you're going to pack up only what you need and leave the rest behind and allow it to fall by the wayside. Gracefully, without fighting, without clinging on. The perfect example of not clinging on to something and it truly saving you and aiding you is in a car accident. People who get hit, who were unaware that they were getting ready to get hit, their body is loose. So when they get smacked and their body rocks, they tend to have slightly less injuries, as opposed to the person who sees the car about to hit them, tenses up their body, and then when they get hit, everything is locked and you tend to injure and tear way more things in your body. Much like that tower moment. Look at this grid. Can you see this grid? Some of you may have been seeing the light grid. When you're first waking up in the morning or in the middle of the night, you're seeing the light code. You're realizing that this construct is a simulation. If you've never watched the movie Cabin in the Woods, I do urge you to watch that movie. It can come across a bit corny, but observe limitations and you will find spiritual messages in that movie. Let's go ahead and flip over your yes or no question. So go ahead, if you haven't already, if you weren't here in the beginning, you have a yes or no question from the ancestors, you're looking for a confirmation, go ahead and think of that now. And we have, yes, the Six of Swords in the traditional tarot deck. Air sign energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, that water we were talking about here. The six is all about balance. It's about forward momentum and progress. It may not be that Nine of Wands where you're seeing your wish fulfillment quite yet, but you're on this beautiful journey and things are happening for you. Your ancestors are saying to not give up, trust in your divine timing, forge, don't follow, because nobody can be you like you. No one can be you better than you. And the moment you stop wearing these masks, these avatars, and you just allow your true soul to shine through, your blessings are going to come through tenfold. I truly hope you enjoyed these messages. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. It greatly supports this channel. If these messages resonated deeply in the center of your heart or your soul and you're feeling inclined to donate, please check out the pinned comment or the description, or you can leave a super thanks directly here on YouTube. I cannot tell you how much it means for this energy exchange and for me offering my most valuable asset in this third dimension, which is my time. And I would love to see you and have you as a valued channel member where I go live every week. I do guided meditations, sound baths, extended ancestor messages, shorts, and even behind the scenes of some of my personal experiences that I don't share with the public, because as a reader, as an intuitive, as a clairvoyant, opening my energy up to the public is high risk. So it's nice to have a space where people have to pay to access, and I know you're there because you're serious about your spiritual evolution, your progress, and you take my energy seriously, because it's all about demanding that respect, not through force, but through that divine feminine energy, through trust. Until next time, beautiful souls, I am sending you so much love and light and elevation and consciousness. Namaste.